friends, old, not so old, really old, and young, want to know. I, I, I want to know. I've had lots of people in my life. You know what? I think I've had everybody in my life learning something new. And it's hard learning something new for the first time. And I want to share a book with you about peace. And I want to hear from you what brings you peace. Let's take a look at this picture. I see an elephant with a teacup and a bubble bath. And what brings you peace? And does this bring other people peace? I have hot tea. I really like chai tea. I really like peach tea. I think I really like tea. That's in my favorite teacup from my daughter Katie. A picture here is a picture of the screen that Katie Beth and we were doing yoga over the internet, and the instructor, her cat, jumped up into her lap, and I was like, oh, that's awesome. I enjoy reading. If you'll notice behind me, there's lots of books, and you heard me play my instruments. What brings you peace? I want you to share with me what brings you peace. And does it bring other people peace? As you see, I'm here with my friends. These are the girls, two girls from the South family. And we were playing dress up. We would play dress up, and we would sing songs, and we would have plays, and we would have parades. And as a young child, those are the things that I like to do. And today, I love to sing and dance and play instruments with my friends. Deep breathing, we've done that in class before, breathing in and breathing out. Writing and laughing and being with the ones that you love. I would like for you to share with someone, if they're in the room with you, what brings you peace. Share with I'll give you to the count of 10. And let's get started with our book. Looks like 3 of our characters and a 4th character. We've seen that character before. We've seen that coffee cup before. This is 5 Minutes of Peace by Jill Murphy. Oh, I need to get my book out. The children were having breakfast. This was not a pleasant sight. Why is it not a pleasant sight? Can you find 3 things of why this is not a pleasant sight? They all look like they're smiling. They look happy. Oh, let's look on the floor. Yep. Someone spilt things. Looks like there's a recorder on the floor. Mrs. Large took a tray from her cupboard. From the cupboard. She set it with a teapot, a milk jug, and her favorite cup and saucer. My favorite cup. A milk jug, her favorite cup and saucer, I did say that. A plate of marmalade toast. Does anyone know what marmalade toast is? What's marmalade? Let's look at that. So there's toast, it has the bread. And the marmalade looks like it's made out of a fruit. Can you tell me in the comments if you know what kind of fruit that is? What is marmalade? And a leftover cake from yesterday. She stuffed the morning paper in her pocket and sneaked off towards the door. Why do you think she sneaked off towards the door? Look behind her. Did she want them to come with her? Where are you going with that tray, Mom? Asked Laura. To the bathroom, said Mrs. Large. Why? Asked the other two children. Because I want 5 minutes of peace from all of you, said Mrs. Large. That's why. 5 minutes of peace. I like to be told, 'cause I'm trying to grow, 'cause I'm trying to learn, and I'm trying to know. I like to be told. I like to be told. Those children liked being told when something new was going on. That must have been new from Miss Large wanting 5 minutes of peace. She told them just 5 minutes. Can we come too? Asked Lester as they trailed up the stairs behind her. No, said Mrs. Large, you can't. What shall we do then? Asked Laura. You can play, said Mrs. Large. Downstairs, by yourself. Keep an eye on the baby. I'm not a baby, said the little one. Mrs. Large ran a deep, hot bath. She emptied half of a bottle of bubble bath into the water. Plunked on her shower cap, she got in and poured herself a cup of tea, laid back and closed her eyes. It was heaven. What do you think that means? It was heaven. If you have someone in the room with you, I don't even have a cat with me right now. What does it mean? It was heaven. I'll give you to the count of 5 to tell your neighbor. I want you to tell me in the comments below what you think that means. Can I play you a tune? Asked Lester. Mrs. Large opened one eye. Must you? She asked. Did she want him to play? I've been practicing, said Lester. You told me to. Can I please, just for 1 minute? Go on then, sighed Mrs. Large. So Lester played Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star 3.5 times. 3.5 times. In came Laura. Can I read you a page from my reading book? She asked. What a noble thing. Reading to someone a reading book. That sounds like a good idea. No, Laura, said Mrs. Large. Go on, all of you, off downstairs. You let Lester play his tune, Laura. I heard you like him better than me. It's not fair. Don't be silly, Laura, said Mrs. Large. Go on then, just 1 page. So Laura read. She read 4.5 pages of Little Red Riding Hood. In came the little one with a trunk full of toys. For you, he beamed, flinging them all into the bathwater. Thank you, dear, said Mrs. Large weakly. Weekly. Does that mean that she said that 7 days a week? Or did she say, oh dear, thank you? It doesn't mean 5 or 7 days a week. Week means not very strong. She didn't say, thank you, dear. She said, thank you, dear. Can I see the cartoons in the paper? Asked Laura. What do you think she was going to do with those cartoons in the paper? Can I have cake? Asked Lester. Can I get in with you? Said the little one. Mrs. Large groaned. Why do you think she groaned? To the count of 5, tell your neighbor why you think she groaned. I want to hear why you think that she groaned too. We gotta laugh. In the end, they all got in. The little one was in such a hurry that he forgot his pajamas. Pajamas, pajamas. That always makes me laugh. Mrs. Large got out. She dried herself off, put on her bathrobe, and headed for the door. "Where are you going now?" said Mom. Asked Laura. "To the kitchen," said Mrs. Large. "Why?" asked Lester. "Because I want 5 minutes apiece from all of you," said Mrs. Large. "That's why." Do you think the children understood that Mom wanted to be by herself for 5 minutes? They hadn't figured it out yet. I like to be told, 'cause I'm trying to grow, 'cause I'm trying to learn, and I'm trying to know. I like to be told. I like to be told. I played a note in there that wasn't supposed to be, but that's okay. Does Mrs. Large look happy? Do the children look happy? And off she went downstairs, where she had 3 minutes and 45 seconds of peace before they all came back in to join her. So Mrs. Large had 3 minutes and 45 seconds of peace. Okay, my older friends, how many more minutes and how many more seconds would we need to have 5 minutes of peace? She had 3 minutes and 45 seconds of peace. How many more minutes and seconds would she need to have 5 minutes of peace? Please comment. Okay, that's some math we got to figure out. So we got to start, we could add until we got to 5, or we could take 5 minutes and subtract 3 minutes and 45 seconds. But there's only 60 seconds in a minute. That's going to be hard to figure out. I want to see who can figure it out. She looks happy. They look happy. He looks happy. I have peace singing and playing my instruments. Boys and girls, if you're able to sing my song with me about learning something new, learning how to leave your mom alone for 3 minutes and 45 seconds so she can have 5 minutes of peace, my adult friends, it's okay. We're all learning something new. I know you like to be told, but together we can figure this out. Sing with me, boys and girls, moms and dads too. I like to be told, 'cause I'm trying to grow, 'cause I'm trying to learn, and I'm trying to know. I like to be told. I like to be told. Thanks for singing with me. You can look up, have an adult friend to look up on the YouTube I like to be told by Mr. Rogers. He's one of my really good friends. He's not with us anymore, but he left us some really good songs. 5 Minutes of Peace. And I want to hear from you. Please let me know, adults and students, what brings you peace. I may want to try those things at my house with my family.